It is that time of the year when people are thinking about their money and planning for the future. Tax day, just a few days away, as part of our wealth management series. We're looking at how to handle estate and retirement planning. Jonathan Burkan is with me. He is UBS Senior Vice President of Wealth Management. Jonathan, it is great to have you on the program.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much for joining us. You have a lot of high net worth clients, but what are you telling middle income families as we approach tax day? What is most important in terms of estate planning?
Well, I tell my clients you have 3 heirs. You have your family, you have your children, you have the government.
Yeah, really.
And if you've done well, if you live in New York, you have a $20 million business. When you're gone, you have 3 kids, they're going to get $5 million each. The government's going to get $5 million. And many people don't want their children to be equal partners with the government. So they're looking for ways to make sure their kids can get as much money as possible.
Okay, so how do you make sure your kids are getting as much money as possible?
Well, there's, because we're in a low interest rate environment, there's things called GRATs that you can do. So, for example, let's suppose you're an energy executive. Your energy stocks have dropped. You believe that energy stocks are coming back. You put a basket of the energy stocks in a GRAT. Basically, 98% of that upside is going to transfer out of your estate, tax-free. If you then add life insurance with that, you're basically transferring huge amounts of wealth tax-free to your children.
What is that? Explain the GRAT.
It's a grantor retained annuity trust. It's been around for about 15 years. Lots of wealthy Americans are using it. Basically, you get to transfer all the upside out of the growth of your assets, out of your estate. And
That's very good.
Some of the wealthiest families in America are using this technique.
So let's go through some of the states and the difference. Like if you were to look, for example, at New Jersey, what is the estate tax there and how does it change or impact families? And let's not only look at like $20 million estates, but even, $5 million or $1 million.
Absolutely, Maria. If you have worked hard, you live in New Jersey, have a house that you've been in 30 years, have some retirement assets. If you die with a $2 million estate, you're looking at a $100,000 estate tax in New Jersey. So Their estate tax starts at $675,000. I think it's one of the most regressive taxes in the country. So that's why I feel that financial planning is so important, because people don't want to pay those type of estate taxes and want the money to go to their family.
And New York is much more complicated.
New York is gradually going up every year through 2019, but then there's also this retroactive feature, so that's a much more complicated
When you
animal.
say going up, in other words, right now you're taxed if you have you have an estate tax if you have an estate valued at $2 million. So the tax goes in then, but it's going up? It's
going up to 3, 4, then 5 million, where it locks in with the federal. But there's also a quirk in New York law that if you exceed the federal by 105%, they retroactively go back to you to the first million. So it's actually very complicated, and actually, if you're very wealthy in New York, it can be very expensive.
Should you be looking at these estate planning issues before tax day, or should you be getting through taxes and then try to create your new framework after?
I firmly believe that you must do financial planning. I mean, at UBS, and what I emphasize is everyone should be doing financial planning to think about these things all year long, the way you do gifting to charities, the way you set up your estate, the way you want to pass it on to your heirs. These are extremely important, frankly, to do it all the time.
And I love UBS because you guys have really steered the company toward wealth management with a real expertise. So thank you very much, Jonathan.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you on the program, Jonathan Burkan. And for more advice on what to do this tax season, be sure to tune in to the Willis Report, 5 p.m. Eastern tonight, because we've got some great ideas ahead of the big day, April 15th.